Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating a 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually, you will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, many people left the stock market after the crash, and here's why.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And that's still going on. That's your planner. They don't represent you. They represent themselves, your money manager. But you have to make a change. You can't change them. You make the change. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so that we can take care of you. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
If you believe we've finally come to the point where we can put the awful legacy of the last 8 years behind us and the 7 years before that when we were practicing trickle-down economics and no regulation in Washington, which is what caused the crash.
What caused the crash? Bill Clinton is out campaigning. You hear what he said. It's like he had nothing to do with the regulations. Unbelievable. What a lie. It's incredible. This man continues to lie. It was Clinton who caused the crash. What a hypocrite. What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Listen to this again.
If you believe we've finally come to the point where we can put the awful legacy of the last 8 years behind us and the 7 years before that when we were practicing trickle-down economics and no regulation in Washington.
But he caused that all to happen. This is nuts. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. The market is down just 24 points. After our sell-off in this market, remember the market started its crash in May of 2015. It's still in a crash. We're in what we call now, as the market dropped 14%, it retraced back about 12%. It's called a snapback. And the snapback is being helped again by stock buybacks of $160 billion. But it's an interruption. The crash is continuing. If anybody asks you, when's the crash going to happen, you got to say, well, the crash has already happened. And we started to short this market. The S&P was at $212. And then when it dropped, turned around, we picked up our profits, 14%. Now we got about another 12% profit in the snapback, and we're going to get ready to short it again. And that's why you should join the gang, so you can catch it back on its way back down, rather. Catch it again on its way back down. So this is crazy what's going on here with Clinton and his speech. This is nuts. I mean, I can't believe he said this. Because remember, in his first term, Clinton and his top advisors from Wall Street, which were Rubin, Larry Summers, Tim Geithner, that was his team. He also had Greenspan. They said in order to increase economic prosperity in Clinton's first term, they had to deregulate the derivatives, deregulate the banks. They had to do that by repealing Glass-Steagall. But they had to really get the derivatives deregulated. Now, And remember, it was Clinton who pushed the deregulation of the banks by repealing the Glass-Steagall Act. And remember, the Glass-Steagall Act was a cornerstone of Wall Street banking regulation. It was the stock market crash in 1929 when everybody identified that the banks, we had to go back and separate them. It couldn't be one-stop shop. A bank no longer could sell insurance, couldn't sell stocks, mortgages. They had to be separated out. If you're a commercial bank, you're a commercial bank. You're a saving bank, you're a saving bank. Because what they identified that caused the 1929 crash is when all the banks were like a one-stop shop, and then they started to take all the money and started to use the money to speculate. They were using all the depositors' money. They said, we got to stop that. We got to separate these banks out. You got to decide whether you're an insurance company, then you just do insurance. You're a savers bank, you just take savings, so forth. And for, 50 years, it was beautiful. We never had a problem with the stock market. It was Clinton and his gang of gangsters, Rubin, Summers, Tim Geithner, and Greenspan, who came in and said, we're going to deregulate. And we're going to deregulate the banks. We're going to deregulate the derivatives. And that's when they got rid of the Glass-Steagall Act. Next, Clinton had to revise the Community Reinvestment Act. He tweaked it so now he could force the banks to give loans to low-income people who didn't have a job. That's right. He revised the Community Reinvestment Act to force the banks, if they didn't loan to people in the inner cities who didn't have a job, they better loan them or they'd take their license away from them. They couldn't loan anymore. So the banks had no trouble. Next, Clinton then drops the interest rates for them. Then he drops the lending standards for low-income inner-city people. Next, Clinton with Barney Frank goes to Fannie and Freddie. And Fannie and Freddie used to buy all the mortgages from the banks, but they'd only be terrific mortgages, AAA-rated mortgages. And Frank and Clinton said to the Fannie and Freddie, you have no choice. You're going to buy all the bad credit, all the subprime loans. No more just AAA. You're going to buy it all. And what eventually happened, as we all know, Freddie and Fannie went to bankruptcy. You and I had to bail it out, $184 billion. Next, Clinton needed to deregulate the derivatives. This was so important. Because, see, they needed the derivatives to act as an insurance policy, so when they sold the trashy subprime loans, they could screw investors and tell them not to worry. If you buy $1 million of our loans, subprime loans, remember how they sliced and diced them and sold them off in pieces? We'll insure them for you. So if they don't make their payments, you are insured. Well, the head of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission got wind of it, Brooksley Born. And she said, no way. Hey, I'm ahead of the commission. I'm the one that's in charge of the derivatives. We're not going to deregulate them. They said, oh, really? We'll take care of that. So Clinton turns around, gets together with his best friend, Phil Grande, who then was the head of the Banking Committee, and said, let's make a fool of her. Let's bring her into a hearing. And that's what they did. And they brought it. It was incredible what they did to her. Incredible.
I see no evidence whatsoever to suggest that this is a troubled market, that fraud is rampant.
The release has cast the shadow of regulatory uncertainty,
Larry Summers,
over a thriving market.
The CFTC...
Let me set this up. It'll be a little confusing. This is when they set up in Congress a committee meeting to embarrass Bourne. And so this is where Larry Summers spoke, Greenspan spoke. What you're hearing first is Phil Grande. He's the senator, and he was the head of the committee. Now they're really setting her up to make her fail.
I see no evidence whatsoever to suggest that this is a troubled market, that fraud is rampant.
The release has cast the shadow of regulatory uncertainty,
Larry Summers,
over a thriving market.
The CFTC's action
Arthur Levitt,
will bring, I believe, significant disruption to this important global market.
Serves no useful purpose.
Alan Greenspan,
hinders the efficiency of markets.
I feel very strongly that we should not have one agency innovate in this area.
Wow. And look at that. There you had it. They then fired her, and then they gagged her. She couldn't speak for 5 years, or she'd go to jail, or she'd lose her pension. They fired her. So therefore, the derivatives were deregulated. And Clinton has the guts to come out and say in the campaigning for his wife, this kind of nonsense?
If you believe we've finally come to the point where we can put the awful legacy of the last 8 years behind us and the 7 years before that when we were practicing trickle-down economics and no regulation in Washington.
Unbelievable. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Do you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran it 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market. On 5/29, that's May 29th, I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right, and the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Do you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran it 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market. On 5/29, that's May 29th, I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right, and the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Time is the one thing that we want more of. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey. They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short Ford when it was November? And it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us. Because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber-jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
I just spoke with the foreign minister of Belgium, and he reminded me that this event took place not inside the airport beyond the security, but before the security.
Oh, really? Well, if I was the minister, I'd remind you, Kerry, that maybe the bombs that were used, it was the money, the $150 billion that you gave to your friends in Iran. Maybe it was that money that was supplied to make the bombs, the travel, the expenses. Maybe it was part of that money. Maybe if you didn't give them the $150 billion, maybe that wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have had the money to buy the equipment, to travel, all that stuff. Maybe. You dope. I mean, what? I mean, he comes on with the nerve that to make he should go hide. He should go hide. He should go hide. Just like Kramer, he should go hide. Listen to him.
Can stocks be undervalued even when the market appears to be overvalued? Wow, we've had a monster bull run.
We're a monster bull run. And let me ask you. I think that U.S. stocks are now 30%, maybe even 50% overvalued. Now, why would anybody listen to Kramer? Why would you be so lucky this time not to get trapped listening to Kramer? Remember the last time you listened to him?
Bear Stearns is fine. Do not take your money out. This is real. If there's one takeaway other than a plus 400 somebody, Bear Stearns is not in trouble.
Oh, no, not in trouble. Just went out of business. What are you, nuts? These people are just crazy. You know, that's why I guess everybody is running to Sanders and to Trump, hoping somebody would tell the truth. At least they're telling the truth about the economy. I'm telling you, the stock market is overvalued by 30%. We're going to drop 30%. We're still in the stock market crash. It started in May of 2015, and it's still in a crash. This is nothing more. This little rally we've had back up is called the short covering rally, and now it's been supported by stock buybacks. This is crazy. Let's go take a look at Stock Corner.
Stock Corner is brought to you by the Phil's Gang video channel. Go to philsgang.com, click on the video channel graphic, and check out Phil's free videos on the market, economy, and current events.
And remember, pick up a copy of Walter's Way, my friend, Walter Scheer. Wonderful book, an iconic man, an iconic entrepreneur. He received a certificate of congressional recognition for all the things that he has done. You couldn't even list them all. You wouldn't have the fax machine today if it wasn't for my friend, Walter. Please pick up this book. Wonderful stories. This is an entrepreneur. Reading this book, you get excited. You want to be an entrepreneur. You reading the book, you just get excited about it. It's just so uplifting. You say, I want to do what Walter did. An incredible man. Can you imagine if MacArthur taps you for a job? Rick Hoover taps you for a job? The story is great because Walter's still with us. He's young. He's only 92 years old. And let me tell you, he is sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack. Or hopefully we're going to be setting up a book signing so you can meet Walter. And I'll let you know when that's going to happen. Okay, we're arranging that now. Let's get to the market. Look, I told you the stock market is 30% overvalued. Now, I'm looking for a correction of 30 to 50%. Now, the entire rally from 2009, we started out at 6,400 on the Dow. By May 2015, from 2009 to May 2015, the Dow went from 6,400 up to 18,351. That's about 182%. Let's round it off 200%. Today, it's at 17,648, still up 176%. But it had nothing to do with companies' earnings. Had nothing to do with top-line sales, increased market shares, nothing. It all had to do with financial engineering. Now, if you were involved with the market, instead of being scared, think about this. When the market dropped and started to drop in May, we told you to short, and I told you to short. I said, join the gang, follow my chart. I'm going to hold your hand all the way through it. And Slumberjay went down 25%. So my gang members were able to identify the sell signal, sell short, Slumberjay, 25%. That's not bad, is it? If you don't believe it, cut it in half. Now, think about this, though. We've had a turnaround in the market. Not because something happened, not because earnings are good or profits are good or the economy is growing. Matter of fact, things are getting worse. The economy is getting worse. So we had this 12% rally in the S&P because of stock buybacks. Cheating. So, but that's okay. So we could see when the money was coming in, and we are now out 15%. So their 25% drop turned around 15% rally. And that one stock, that's what I want to do for you. I want to reach out and help you. I want you to get rid of that fear. I want you to get rid of that fear. Stop that fear that, oh, I'm going to get in the market and lose all my money. It doesn't happen unless you don't know what you're doing. And most people don't know what they're doing. Because why? Because they're dealing with fundamentals of the company. How can you deal with fundamentals of a company? Stocks are about risk to reward. The last time I seen stocks this overvalued was in 1929 and again in 1999. We've started our crash in May 2015. We're still in the crash. We shorted the market, the S&P, 2 days after it hits its highs in May of 2015, and we captured the 14% return, as I told you. Now, what is causing the crash? Oh, they're going to tell you all kinds of things. They're going to tell you it's quantitative easing. They're going to tell you it's oil. They're going to tell you all kinds of stuff. And none of it's going to be true. None of it's going to be true. Not China. It's not QE. It's not oil. It's our exports are plunging. That's the real reason. One of the reasons. Causing more and more jobs to be lost to outsourcing. And we get back, I'm going to tell you what else is causing this market to crash and why. You, please, subscribe right now. Call 877-600-GANG. Be part of the gang so you can enjoy the crash.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Time is the one thing that we want more of as a single parent. Without the donors, I wouldn't have my Audrey.
El que Sayud no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When they told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
They take care of our housing. They take care of our food. In addition to the best medical treatment that my daughter could ever have. So it allows me to focus on my daughter and getting her better.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm going to tell you something about your 401k that you don't know. You know the 401k is a tax code? That's what it is. Here's how it worked. In the 80s, you had pension funds, but they decided to give their CEOs a benefit on top of the pension. It was called 401k. That was to shelter their income. That way they could keep the CEOs because it was very competitive. But when all the jobs were shipped overseas, they no longer could keep pension funds. Too expensive. So they shifted all their employees to a 401k, duping you, thinking it was a good deal. But what they did is they charged hidden fees, which amount to about $250 billion a day, that they gave to lobbyists to go to Washington to make sure that this 401k would never be transparent. Here's what came of it.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's right. So join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. You're not a regular listener to Phil's Gang? What, are you nuts? Listen to Phil Grande and check out philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't just walk by.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, the market's down 35 points. The market, remember, the crash is on. Started in May, dropped 14%. If you were a gang member, you would have caught that 14%. Now we're what they call a dead cat bounce, or what they call a short covering rally, snapback, if you will, up 12%. You would have caught that as well. Maybe not all of it, but let's say even half of it. That would have been terrific. The terrific thing, you would have gotten rid of your fear, and that's what I'm here to do, is get rid of that fear. I want you to feel positive about the market. You can't feel positive about the economy. Why do you think Sanders is doing so well and Trump is doing so well? Because we continually get lied to about the economy. Everybody tells us the economy is good. Everything's fine. It was interesting yesterday. I love this.
February existing home sales down 7.1% month to month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 5.08 million units. That is a huge miss, folks.
Huge miss, folks. What she saw? It sounds like she's shocked. I wonder why she was so shocked. Maybe she believed this.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
Peddling fiction? Our exports are plunging, causing more jobs to be lost than ever because we're outsourcing. And you know why? All of this could have been avoided. This terrible economy we're in stinks. This lousy, anemic growth of 1.9%, which now is the new norm. Imagine that, the new norm. Can you imagine Reagan or even Clinton at 4% to accept 1.9%? You want to know why we're in this position? Let me tell you why.
There's a laziness in me.
Yeah, because he's lazy. He's lazy. He'd rather accept the 1.9%, go golf, fly around on a big old jet, take expensive vacations in Aspen and everywhere else, because he knows once he's out of that White House, he'll never again live like that. Because I don't think he's going to do as well as Clinton, I'll tell you that. Going around getting speeches and getting who knows, he may, I don't know. But here's what I want you to know and why I want you to join the gang. We're in the middle of we're in the start of the crash. I want to guide you through the crash. I want you to build wealth. Look, inventory is bloated. Remember when all the inventory, remember they told us how the economy was going to explode. Things were terrific. Everything was going just beautifully. We're going to raise interest rates because the economy's so good. Remember that? Go out and build inventory. And businesses did. They went out and bought all kinds of inventory, anticipating the economy was going to just take off, because that's what we were told by Yellen, by everybody, CNBC, by everybody. Well, guess what? Right now, their shelves are bloated, are stuffed with inventory. They can't sell it. Manufacturing is receiving fewer orders, the lowest amount of orders in 10 years. We've never seen orders this low in 10 years. They're trying to cut back to part-time help, do anything. But another reason for the crash we're in is the shrinking labor market. The long-term jobless rate, stagnant, declining incomes. Private sector wages and salaries increased at the slowest rate since March 1980. But still, while this is going on, I can say to my gang, Intel, when the market started to crash in May, and everybody thought I was nuts, and I said, we're going to short this market, it's crashing. I said, we saw on our chart a sell signal. I said, let's sell short Intel. And guess what? It dropped 20%. And then now it's bouncing back. It's called the dead cat bounce, short covering rally. We were able to turn around and transition from our short position into a long position, nice and easy. And now we're up 10% going the other way. That's 30%. I'm not making this up. It's because we're using charting. We're following the money. It's all about following the money. They can tell you everything they want about how great the economy is. I don't want to hear it. I just want to look at my charts. And when the big boys put money in, I put money in. When they take money out, we take our money out. So the labor market continues to shrink. But it's Obama's laziness is the real problem. Instead of creating jobs to boost home sales, because it's all about jobs. Home sales come from jobs. Retail. When you buy a home, if you don't have a good job and feel good about yourself, you don't buy a home, do you? It's all about jobs. Jobs create home sales. Now, what he did, he's so lazy. Instead of creating jobs so we could take all these foreclosed banks, all these homes that the banks foreclosed on, and start selling it to the people. Let's create jobs so they can get back into their houses. Because when you get people into their house instead of renting, you have a great economy because people go out and spend money on that house. But instead, he's lazy. He decides to sell to the individuals on Wall Street, his buddies on Wall Street, like Blackstone. He took the easy way out, making a deal with Wall Street. So as a result of making his deal with Wall Street comes in with millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars by all the houses. The few houses that are left for the middle class, the nice price range from a 1.25 to, let's say, $250, is gone. The few houses that are left has gone up in prices, shot up in prices. But here's the damage. So because he didn't create jobs, and he's put us back to a rental economy. Even Europe tried to get out of a rental economy as fast as they could after World War II. You couldn't even buy a house in England. They finally switched to an owner economy. An owner economy is prosperity. We're going backwards. We're going backwards like Europe right after World War II. So what they do is they put these outrageous rentals, eating up nearly 40% of people's income, 35, 40%, not leaving much left to go to the mall, to go shop. So our economy is not working because all of the people they're not building equity. The economy's not doing good because they own their house. They go buy lawnmowers. They buy furniture. They're proud of owning. They want that house. There's equity in it. They put their money in the house. No, nobody's doing that now. And then he takes Obamacare. If you had any money left over at the end of the month and you paid your bills, Obamacare ate it up. Even though oil dropped by 50%. That didn't help because Obamacare, we were lied to. We're coming up on our 6th anniversary with Obamacare, and he's going to tell us all the fantastic things about Obamacare. You know what he's not going to tell us? The $55 billion he wasted in starting Obamacare that you and I paid for. So it's his laziness. The massive home buying by Blackstone and others, the inventory is so low after they bought all these houses. The prices skyrocketed, as I just told you, on the few remaining houses. I can see it right here in Tampa and Sarasota. Houses are out of reach for the middle class. How stupid was that? They took the lazy way out. As a result, what's going on? Real estate sales are declining. Why? Because people don't have any money. They're paying too much for rent. And they're paying too much for health care. They have nothing left. And so we have students with student loans are bogged down in their mother's home or their father's home. They can't get a good, decent job. And remember, when you got out of college, you started a family. If you had a wart on your nose, somebody would marry you. I mean, you start a family. You go buy a house. 40% of all home sales were first-time home buyers. They're gone. They're living in their cellar. Maybe the girlfriend comes over once in a while, or the attic. Who knows? Isn't this terrible? So what we want to do is create building wealth. Create building wealth. Caterpillar. There's another one. Caterpillar, when I said the market was ready to crash, I gave you Caterpillar. My gang had Caterpillar just like they had Schlumberger and Intel. And I'll talk about that when I get back. Phil's gang. 43 past the hour. Join my gang right now. 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you, Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating a 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. This segment is brought to you by philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, there was a way for the economy to be fixed. Obama had a chance, but he squandered that chance because he got lazy. He first needed to bring back the small businesses to create an environment for them to succeed. Instead, he loaded on all kinds of taxes, loaded on all kinds of regulations, killed them. Obama needed to create a revenue-neutral, job-friendly tax reform to stop all the corporate welfare. He needs to stop the corporate welfare. But he didn't. Businesses, individuals, he should have lowered their taxes. He should have taken the payroll tax that's 15% when you can contribute both sides and cut it to 5%. So a person had $55,000 income, which 95% of the people in this country that's part of our workforce, we have 147 million people working, 95% of them make $55,000 a year. That would have been another $8,000 for them. But he didn't. Too lazy. Instead, he decided to put his time on Obamacare that raised premiums up 30, 40, 50%. He instead decided to work on raising the minimum wage instead of raising jobs. That's why everybody's going to Trump and everybody is going to Sanders. You know, it's amazing, isn't it? Amazing. We talk about how the housing market sales dropped 7.1%, and how Diane Olick was so shocked because she really believes this.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
The only one that peddles fiction is him. Now, during this fiction peddling, here's what we did. The people who joined the gang, let's take Caterpillar. When the market was collapsing, starting in May, when I told you the crash began, they picked up a 21% return on Caterpillar. And then, now, they came in with $160 billion for stock buybacks and pushed, and we got in, we saw when the money was coming to Caterpillar, pushed Caterpillar back up 28%. Just like Intel, went down 20%. And now it's back up 10% because of the stock buybacks. Schlumberger went down 25%. Stock buybacks came in, pushed it up 15%. So we caught the 15% on the way back up in Schlumberger, the 10% on the way back up in Intel, and the 28% in Caterpillar. I'm not making this up. Please join the gang. Let me reach out and help you. I want you to be in a position you don't care if the market goes up or down. It's going to be a long time. Remember, we don't have a president right now. Nothing's going to happen until the new president takes over. That's going to be a long time. And it takes them about a year to get organized. So we're on our own. Nothing's going to happen with the economy that's going to help you other than more welfare. It's no fiction. The U.S. economy has come to a crawl. The best way to describe our economic growth is anemic. It stinks. Wages and salaries that always drove the home sales, gone. Terrible. Under Obama's economic policies of redistribution of wealth, we now have 1.2 million fewer jobs in the mid to high salary range, but we added 2.1 million jobs in low-paying sectors like bartenders and waitresses. So what Obama did is switch out. He said, here, I'm going to take away 1.2 million jobs that make $65,000 to $75,000. I'm going to replace it with 2.1 million jobs that pay about $17,000 to $28,000. Since Obama took office, we have 300,000 fewer high-paying manufacturing jobs. And the net worth of the median household is down 12% and 24% if you go back to 1992. That's when companies started to outsource. Ever since Obama made the statement, anyone claiming that American economy is declining is peddling fiction. The press, especially the press, the financial press, they're willing to put forward that false narrative, including John Yellen, who lies to us. Unbelievable. She drops, think about this, Janet Yellen, who by dropping her additional 4 rates to just 2. Remember this week? She dropped from 4 to 2. She said, no more 4. We're going to just have 2 rate hikes. That's it. That in itself, she admitted the economy stinks. Doesn't it? The average American knows the economy stinks. And they're being lied to. And the Fed knows how to lie better than anybody. They just move the stock. They're the only ones. You know, one thing about the Fed, they know how to lie. And all they do is move the stock market higher by massive stock buybacks, $5.2 trillion. They use zero interest, QE, $3.2 trillion they print. Then they lie about the economic fundamentals, all to move the market higher. So you don't fight it. You don't fight it. You just use your charts, make money. Look how they revise. I love the way they revise. They wait a few weeks, they give you the numbers, and then they turn around and they change them. So they give you a fake number to add 150 points to the stock market rally that day. And then they come in and they change the numbers. But guess what? They don't take back to 150 points. Nobody hears about the revisions. It's kind of like they put in a paper, you shot somebody and held up a bag, but they made a mistake with somebody else's name. They put it 4 weeks later in the back of the paper, it wasn't you. But the rest of your life, you were the guy who shot somebody and robbed the bank. I remember when they came out with the retail sales for January. Everybody on CNBC was so ecstatic. It was up 0.2%. Then when they X'd out the autos and the gas, the number doubled, shot up to 0.4%. It doubled. Everybody was giving high fives. Unbelievable. And then the Fed bumped up the GDP, they said, was going to go from 1.9% to 2.4%. This is unbelievable. They're talking about the retail number. It was fake. It added 150 points to that day's rally. But I was right. It was fake. It was a lie. When they revised the original number, the retail sales didn't go up by 0.2%. It went down by 0.4%. Not up, down. What are you, nuts? A drop twice the original number that we were told. And then when you X out autos and gas, that January number, the retail number, wasn't really plus 0.4. It was minus 1%. And the GDP went back from 2.4 to 1.9. But did the stock market go down 150 points when we found out that we didn't have a plus 4%? When we X'd out autos and gas and retail, it never went up 0.4%. It only went 1%. No. But see, they lie. They know nobody's going to pay attention when they revise these numbers. So that's why it's important for you to get my service. I can help you. I can reach out and help you. All I ask is please help St. Jude. And I got to tell you, Walter Scher, he's helping me. He's got a beautiful book, Walter's Way. Please get this book, waltersway.org. Or go to my site, philsgang.com. And he's going to take the proceeds from this book and he's going to split it with Walter Scher Family Foundation and St. Jude. Wonderful man. I want you to meet Walter. We're going to set up a book signing here in Sarasota. I'll let you know when. So yesterday when Liz was so shocked about the Fed, Orlick rather, was so shocked. How could she be shocked that home sales went down, for God's sakes? How can you be shocked? I remember in 2013 you could hardly turn on the television or open a newspaper without hearing about the nation's impressive, much celebrated single housing recovery. Home prices were going up 30%. You couldn't turn on a TV without seeing that. The problem with that statement, this wonderful housing recovery, is how can you have a housing recovery at the same time home ownership is declining by 63.4%? The lowest since 1967. But yet, in 2013, doing the same thing as today, celebrating this great housing market. How the hell can you have a housing market recover when it's going the other way? It's declining. And then Obama comes in and makes it worse. He takes all the bankrupt houses and he gives it to the hedge funds. Unbelievable. Look, join my gang right now. And don't forget, you get terrific services starting out with Coffee Talk. And from 9:30 to 11 o'clock every day, I'm live online in the stock market, so you can follow me. See you on the charts. Join the gang, Phil's Gang. Don't forget Walter's Way.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.